another subscriber reached out and asked me to build his dream gaming PC, and of course, I accepted. His budget is around $5,500, which means I get to have a lot of fun with this. Let's begin. Oh, crud. I just realized I forgot to turn off the PC. Can you go home and take care of it real quick? Yeah, sure. Wait, can I take the car? Nope. Hey man, can you check for updates while you're at it? Thanks. Sorry man, one more tiny task for you. Since you're at home, can you check the wife's PC as well? Thank you. Life's easier with Pulseway in your pocket. Save your time for what truly matters. Tap into the future of IT management with a free trial by following the link below. Don't let manual tasks slow you down. So the total cost of the PC is actually a little higher than his overall budget. It's $5,874, which includes everything. But with a TS discount, I brought the price down to an even $5,600 for him because I'm not gonna charge him the Elgato Stream Deck since I have one laying around, and the Windows 11 Pro key, which isn't that much anyway since I get them from yourcdkey.com. They have Windows 10 Pro keys for $16 and Windows 11 Pro keys for $22 after using my discount code TS20. After checking out, they will email you how to retrieve the key, and all you have to do is go into the activation settings and put it in. On top of that, I'm not gonna make him pay tax for any of these parts, which is $562. So all in all, Monty's saving $872 on his dream gaming PC. That is just one of the benefits of having me build your PC. The massive TS discount, and plus the extra freebies that I like to toss in. For the CPU, he decided to go with the i9-14900K from Intel, just for personal reasons. I always give him the option between Intel and AMD, and almost always they go with Intel, especially if it's a high-end build. Personally, that is my pick also. If I'm doing a high-end build, I always go with Intel, but for budget side of things, AMD is still the king in my opinion. Oh yeah, this never gets old. Beautiful. So we're popping this inside the new Asus Strix Z790A gaming Wi-Fi. This already supports 14th gen processors out of the box, and it comes with their new white antenna, which is really nice. I've always said this in the past, like out of all the systems I've built, and the ones that had problems were almost always AMD. That's why I always prefer the reliability and the optimizations that Intel has to offer over AMD. So for memory, he decided to go with the new Dominator Titaniums in white, so it matches the whole white aesthetic, of course. We are tossing in a 64GB kit running at 6600 megahertz. I'm guessing he saw the previous subscriber build and he liked the look of these sticks, so that's why he is going with these, and I don't blame him. I mean, these are really good looking sticks. And of course, we're going with only 2 sticks instead of 4, just so we can have a more reliable overclock. The days of populating all 4 DIMM slots are unfortunately gone for DDR5. You want to go with 2 sticks instead of 4, so you can have a more stable system. All right, time for storage. We are tossing in a 4TB M.2 SSD from Corsair. This is the MP600 Core XT. It's fine, nothing happened. I guess that's another benefit of me building your PC. You get to see how I build it step by step. And once I'm done, the soul of the PC gets to live on the channel indefinitely. So you can always come back and watch it again or share it with your friends and family, which I think is pretty cool. All right, before we pop this inside the case, we gotta prep the cooler. And the cooler we're going with is the Galahad 2 LCD 360. He made it clear that he wanted an AIO that has an LCD screen on there. So this was my recommendation to him. Since we're doing mostly an Lee & Lee build, it just makes sense with the whole ecosystem and controlling the RGB and the stuff, so. It's got exceptional cooling performance. It's very easy to install, and the interface, the software to control the fans and the RGB lighting it's amazing. Lian Li is one of the best, honestly, when it comes to RGB software. Look at that. Fans already installed. Beautiful. The third benefit of having me build your PC is that you get the sweet, sweet TechSource touch. I treat your system with the love and care that it deserves, not only during the build process, but also the setup as well. So once I'm done with it, I'm gonna make sure that all the drivers are updated correctly. I'm gonna make sure that XMP is enabled in the BIOS, and all the overclocks are nice and stable for you, should you choose for me to overclock your system, of course. And finally, I'm gonna go into Windows and make sure that all the optimizations are set so that you are taking advantage of all the extra performance. In fact, I did a video last year on what you can do to improve your PC's performance for free. If you guys missed that, I do recommend giving it a watch because there are some very helpful tips in there. All right, so the case we're going with is the O11 Vision from Lian Li, a very solid pick by Monty. This is actually in my top 5 PC cases of all time, so it's also gonna fit the aesthetic of the build really nicely. So we can technically lower the motherboard tray on the bottom to make room for the top, but we don't have a top bracket, so we can't install a radiator anyway, so I don't think we need to move anything. I think this height is perfect. So we do need a bit of power to power the entire system. After all, we are throwing in a 14900K with a 4090. So originally we were supposed to go with the 1000 watt from Deepcool, but that was out of stock. So I made the upgrade to the 1200 watt free of charge. That is a beautiful power supply. All right, now let's figure out the cooling situation because it's gonna be very tricky in this case. We only have 2 brackets to choose from, the bottom and the side. One of them obviously goes to the AIO and the other one goes to our RTX 4090 from Galax because this is cooled with a 360 millimeter radiator. So I need to figure out where to install the GPU and where to install the AIO so it looks nice in the build. My biggest fear is that it's gonna look very messy with all of these tubes coming out of every possible angle. So let's see what the best possible configuration is gonna be. If you guys aren't familiar with the Galax GPUs, they are the most difficult graphics cards to find in the market. This is actually the last one I bought and it was sold out immediately. When they come back in stock, they're literally gone within hours. And they're one of the best performing graphics cards also in the market, specifically the 4090s. I couldn't find any Hall of Fame cards. I mean, those have been out of stock for such a long time. It's almost impossible to buy one unless you pay like 2 or 3 times the retail price. Oh damn, yeah, the tube is really long. That's a really long tube. I don't know how this is gonna look. It's longer than the freaking CPU cooler. Are you serious? I'm not feeling too good about this, you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, let's just say hypothetically we do put the AIO over here on the side. This is a super clean run. All right, this I can mess with. So I just leave this here for now. This means the graphics card has to go on the bottom. So put it this way. That does not look appealing to me. I'm sure someone watching this video prefers this aesthetic. You guys are into tubes. You have a tube fetish, and that's completely fine. But for me personally, I don't know, man. I don't know. At least there's one less cable to work with. They did route the cable through the tubes, and it's plugged into the graphics card. So I don't have to run extra cables from the GPU to the motherboard header. That's cool. But I don't know, man. I'm not liking this aesthetic at all. The tubes are touching. We got some touching tubes. You know, I'll have a better idea when I plug in the Streamer Plus 12 VH power cable extension. This is not looking pretty. Look at that, there's barely any space. Oh, this card does not work with the streamers. Oh my goodness, there's barely any clearance there. And then this would route towards the bottom. What is this? What is this contraption? I can't even vertically mount this GPU because we have to install the capture card right underneath it. So this horizontal is our only option here. I knew this was gonna happen. I was just picturing the build in my mind when I bought this card. I was like, there's gonna be way too much going on. I'm gonna have to tell him. I can't let this PC leave the studio looking like this. I will not feel good about that at all. Let me see if he's gonna be cool with swapping the graphics card. He's usually cool with it. I mean, he normally listens to what I recommend. And if the build is gonna look a lot better, I'm pretty sure he'll agree to the switch. And personally, I think the 4090 Strix in white is the best looking card. I've always said that. Yeah, I trust your judgment, whatever you think is best. All right, let's go to 4090 Strix. I don't have one in stock, so I'm gonna have to order it, and we'll have to come back in a few days and complete the build. But the upside is that this card is way more expensive than the Strix. So Monty's gonna be saving a lot of money on the PC, and it's gonna look so much better inside the case once it's all done. I can pretty much guarantee that. But yeah, I'll try and finish what I can, and then we'll be back in the next few days to finish up the build. But for you guys, it'll still be one video. That's unfortunate, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Another way this would have worked is if I went with an air cooler instead of an AIO. There would have been less tubes inside the case. It would have looked much better, but unfortunately, the AIO was non-negotiable. He definitely wants that LCD screen, and Neilney is one of the few that does it really well. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Damn, looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So before I slap on the streamers, I do want to install the rest of the fans on there. I do have a pack of their brand new TL LCD fans in the 120 version. I've used the 140 in the previous O11D Evo RGB build. Absolutely love these fans. I do have the reverse blade option so that we can still hook it up with the face on top and still see the gorgeous LCD screen and the RGB lighting. So this is gonna be our intake, and then as I mentioned before, that's gonna be our exhaust, and I'll toss in one more exhaust fan over there in the back. Ideally, I would want these LCD fans more visible, so this is pretty much where I would put them normally, but we don't have a top slot, so I was forced to put the AIO on the side here, which means our only choice to install these are gonna be on the bottom, which is not the end of the world. I mean, we're still gonna be able to see the screen very easily because of the design of the case, of course. So we got 3 clear side panels. They're gonna be visible either way, but yeah, if I had the choice, obviously, I would rather put them over here on the side, like how the last build was. Oh my God, I'm like, where the hell are the fan holes? And I realized you have to remove the rubber covers. How did I forget? I don't like how this cable is sticking out like this. That does not look good. So I'm gonna loosen the motherboard tray just a little bit so that I can route the cable behind the tray itself instead of going through the grommet. Oh, so much better. All right, that's pretty much it for now until the 4090 Strix arrives and I can hook up the final streamer and give you guys the final reveal, which will happen in 3, 2. So yeah, dude, how excited are you to check out your system?
I can't wait. I started getting my monitors yesterday, or not yesterday, the other day, and I was like trying to post content.
Okay.
Opening it because I have my work one and just sitting on my desk.
Nice. You're missing the final piece to the puzzle, man. Here we go, man. Let's do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna show you this beast. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think you're gonna love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Yo.
There she is.
Oh man, that looks so clean.
Is this at all what you expected? This is what you envisioned your system to look like?
Oh yeah. I mean, from what I just pictured in my mind that I wanted, that's exactly it.
There it is, man. I got the Jeep, the 4090 Strix. Underneath it is you'll see the capture card.
Oh, nice.
Custom painted, it's tucked away nicely. You can't even see it actually from this angle. Yeah, dude, there she is. I did some testing on other games. It runs all the games perfectly fine. It's optimized, XMP is enabled, but everything else is pretty much good to go. Okay, so that took a bit longer than expected. Unfortunately, I had to wait 5 days for the graphics card to arrive, but I did get some other stuff done in the meantime, like painting the Elgato capture card. Luckily, it was very easy to take apart because the PCB is completely separate from the cover, so it made the whole paint job super easy. It's also tucked away nicely underneath the card. You can't even see it from any angle unless you look down at eye level, basically. Also, I hated the look of the stock power supply cables for the EPS connectors. Even though they are in white, they just look very cheap. So I decided to upgrade him to some nice extensions to complete the look. Also, I was a bit worried that the 4090 Strix would cover the LCD fans in the bottom, but honestly, it doesn't interfere at all. And these fans look incredible. I love the fact that I can upload any custom video file or GIF and sync all the lights together. You can technically use it for info like telling the time or showing off hardware info, but honestly, I think its sole purpose is to take your system to the next level aesthetically. And I think I accomplished that with this PC. Nice.
Burn, baby, burn.
Dead. Nice. One more in there.
Enemy spotted. In there.
Nice.
Using gas.
You know what's happening now.
Behind you, behind you. Not heavy, not heavy. Careful. Nice. I don't know if it's safe, but... Oh, I hate this guy. Ah, I'm sandwiched. Oh my god. This low gravity is not helping me.
Oh, he's a sliver in.
What? Dude, my bullets weren't going through. I was shooting him. Damn me. One more. He's so low. I got him. Woo! Let's go, baby. In terms of performance, we were able to achieve the full frequency of the memory through XMP in the BIOS, which means we were taking full advantage of the frames in-game. Also, before I go, I have a few more surprises for you. In case you decide to stream anytime soon, I am hooking you up with the Elgato Key Light Mini. You can also use this to add a bit of lighting to your setup. Use it how you wish. Also, to spice up your setup and get it ready for setup wars, I am hooking you up with the budget Nanoleaf lines. Obviously, your color scheme is white, so it's only natural to hook you up with a white set. You get 9 RGB lines you can slap on the wall and customize the lighting on your smartphone. You can also sync it with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. These are basically like the Nanoleaf lines, but at half the cost. I'm sure you can do some pretty cool stuff with these. So yeah, I'm hooking up with these two, as well as a free TechSource mousepad. We have a new website now, techsourceshop.com. Go on the website, pick any mousepad you want, and we will ship it out to you for free. I personally recommend the Ampere series. This one's in blue. It will match your PC really nicely, but the choice is yours. I just have one favor to ask of you, Monty. Once you get everything in, submit for setup orders. I'm sure a lot of us will be excited to see what kind of setup you're gonna build with this behemoth. Thanks again for reaching out and giving me the opportunity to build this awesome PC for you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll drop a link to everything I use in the video down below. Subscribe for more awesome PC builds coming your way. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.